Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, on this channel, we talk about investing, building wealth, and creating financial freedom. Today, I've got something really special lined up. We're going to talk about 5 game-changing ETFs you probably didn't know much about, but absolutely should. Now, maybe you've heard the names before: VU, BND, SCHD, VXUS, and GLDM, but I can almost guarantee you don't fully realize how powerful they can be when combined. Together, these ETFs form a complete strategy: growth, income, stability, global diversification, and even inflation protection. Think of it like assembling a dream team for your money. Each player has a unique role, and when they all work together, you get a balanced, unstoppable portfolio. So grab a notebook, stick with me until the end, because I'm going to show you not just what these ETFs are, but how they can literally change your retirement plan, speed up your path to financial freedom, and give you confidence when markets get rough. Hello viewers, if you are enjoying this content, and you do not want to miss future videos filled with even more tips, tricks, and inspiration, hit that subscribe button now to stay tuned with us, and remember to comment and share. Let's start with VU, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. Now, why is VU so special? Well, imagine trying to pick the best stocks yourself. You might buy Apple today, Tesla tomorrow, maybe even some Amazon. But the truth is, very few people beat the market consistently. That's where VU comes in. VU owns all 500 of the largest US companies, the entire S&P 500 index. That means you're instantly diversified into tech, healthcare, energy, finance, consumer goods, you name it. Let's talk numbers. The expense ratio is 0.03%. That means for every $10,000 you invest, you're only paying $3 in annual fees. Almost nothing. Over the past 10 years, the average annual return has been around 12%. That's huge. And you also get about a 1.3% dividend yield along the way. Think of it like this: if you invested $10,000 in VU in 2013, you'd have more than $31,000 today. That's without timing the market, without stock picking, just sitting back and letting the market work for you. The reason VU is game-changing is because it gives ordinary investors like you and me access to America's greatest companies, in one simple ETF, for almost no cost. If you want a strong foundation for your portfolio, VU is your backbone. Next up, we have BND, the Vanguard Total Bond Market ETF. Here's the deal: stocks are amazing for growth, but let's be honest, they can be stressful. When markets crash, stocks can fall 20, 30, even 40%. That's where bonds come in. BND gives you exposure to over 10,000 bonds. Treasury bonds from the US government, corporate bonds from companies like Apple or Microsoft, even mortgage-backed securities. Why is this important? Because bonds act like a cushion in your portfolio. They don't grow as fast as stocks, but they provide steady income and stability. Some quick facts: expense ratio, 0.03%. Current yield, around 4%. That's a nice stream of income. Diversification, 10,000 plus bonds means your risk is spread out. Think of stocks as the gas pedal and bonds as the brakes. You need both to drive safely. In 2022, when the stock market crashed, BND softened the blow for many investors. And here's the kicker: if you're approaching retirement, BND becomes even more valuable. It gives you income and protects your nest egg when you can't afford big losses. Now let's talk about my personal favorite, SCHD, the Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity ETF. SCHD is a dividend growth machine. It holds about 100 US companies that meet strict requirements, solid balance sheets, consistent earnings, and a long history of paying and increasing dividends. Some of SCHD's top holdings include PepsiCo, Verizon, Texas Instruments, and Broadcom. These are companies that not only make money, but also share it with you. Here's why it's game-changing: dividend yield, around 3.5%. That's more than double VU's yield. Annual return over 10 years, about 11%. Pretty close to the S&P 500, but with higher income. Expense ratio, just 0.06%. Still dirt cheap. Let's say you invested $100,000 into SCHD. You'd earn about $3,500 a year in dividends, passive income that could cover bills, reinvest for compounding, or even supplement your retirement. And since many of these companies raise their dividends every year, that income grows without you doing anything. This is why SCHD is called the retiree's best friend. It pays you to hold it, and it grows while you sleep. Alright, time to leave US borders and go global with VXUS, the Vanguard Total International Stock ETF. Here's something most investors forget: the US is powerful, yes, but it's not the whole world. In fact, about 40% of the global stock market is outside America. That's where VXUS shines. It holds over 7,000 international companies from developed countries like Japan, Germany, and the UK, to emerging markets like India, Brazil, and China. Some of the companies you'll own through VXUS include Samsung, Nestlé, Toyota, and Alibaba. Why is this important? Because sometimes US markets underperform, while international markets shine. For example, in the early 2000s, US stocks were flat, but international stocks boomed. VXUS makes sure you never miss out. Stats: expense ratio, 0.07%. Dividend yield, about 3%. Diversification, 7,000 plus companies across every major market. VXUS is like adding new flavors to your meal. You're not just eating steak every night, you're enjoying the whole global buffet. Finally, let's talk about a unique ETF, GLDM, the SPDR Gold MiniShares ETF. Gold has been a store of value for thousands of years. People trust it because it holds up when paper money loses value. And GLDM is a modern way to own gold, without needing to store bars or coins at home. GLDM is simple: it tracks the price of physical gold. Why own it? Because it protects your portfolio from inflation and uncertainty. Expense ratio, 0.10%. Still low for gold exposure. Performance: gold often rises when stocks fall or when inflation spikes. Roll-in portfolio, acts like insurance. You don't need to go heavy on gold. Just 5 to 10% of your portfolio in GLDM can protect your wealth. Think of it like a fire extinguisher: you hope you never need it, but when trouble comes, you'll be glad you have it. So how do all these ETFs fit together? Let me show you. VU equals growth engine. BND equals stability anchor. SCHD equals dividend paycheck. VXUS equals global diversification. GLDM equals inflation hedge. Here's a sample portfolio: 40% VU, 20% SCHD, 20% BEN, 10% VXUS, 10% GLDM. This mix gives you US growth, steady dividends, stability through bonds, exposure to global markets, and protection from inflation. With this combination, you don't have to worry about chasing the next hot stock or panicking when the market dips. you've got a well-rounded, long-term wealth-building machine. So there you have it, 5 game-changing ETFs you probably didn't know enough about: VU, BND, SCHD, VXUS, and GLDM. Each one brings something unique to the table. Together, they form a portfolio designed for growth, income, safety, and protection. Remember, investing isn't about timing the market, it's about time in the market. With these ETFs, you can build a strategy that carries you through the ups and downs and sets you up for financial freedom. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more investing content, and share this with someone who's serious about their financial future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.